Jason Rzucidlo reporting inside the GM Heritage Center here in Sterling Heights, and I'm being joined by Greg Wallace, the manager. How are you today?
Great, thank you. Welcome.
Very good, thank you. Can you first give me some highlights of the Heritage Center?
The Heritage Center is a compilation of all the different brands within General Motors. At one time, each of the brands were independent of each other, so that meant that each of the brands were doing their own thing as far as archive and automobiles and artifacts go. Throughout the years, as GM has been consolidating, a lot of this stuff was being put into warehouses and essentially being scattered amongst GM. So about 2003 or so, we went everywhere within GM, tried to locate all these artifacts and automobiles and archive. And by 2006, we found that cars were in 35 different places all over not only Michigan but other parts of the United States. So the whole premise of this place is to bring everything into one spot so that we can really take care of it and keep an eye on it. The automobile business is fairly young. It's in its infancy, a little over 110 years old. So we have a perfect opportunity to capture as much as we can. So in this facility we have about 180 of our 400 collector cars. We also have 15,000 lineal feet of archive storage, and we use that to serve not only internal departments within General Motors, trademark and licensing, legal, engineering staffs, design staffs, but also to the media. So when the media is looking for an image of a assembly plant or a car, they come to us for that.
All right, very good. So how would you say this Heritage Center is different from other museums, like, the Henry Ford or the Chrysler Museum?
The biggest difference between us and other museums is it's a corporate museum that is dedicated just to General Motors and its products. It's not open to the public, but we do cater to enthusiast groups. Today we have the SAE group in here. It's not uncommon for us to have Corvette groups, Camaro groups, and antique car groups.
As you said, it's not open to the public. Are there any plans to open it to the public?
At this point in time, there are no real plans to open it to the public. We get somewhere in and around 20,000 people through here a year, which is very high numbers for a heritage center that's not open to the public.
All right. So what would you say is the most famous vehicle in this collection?
I think we're standing right next to the probably the most famous vehicle, which is the 1938 Buick Y-Job, and this is the first concept car of all time. This is the first concept car by any manufacturer, and it was done by Harley Earl. Harley Earl was the famous automobile designer. General Motors hired Harley Earl from Hollywood. He was doing cars for movie stars out there. They liked what he was doing, so they commissioned him to come in and do the new LaSalle for Cadillac. It was so successful that they made him head of art and color, which is known as Design Center today, or Design Staff.
All right. So you have all types of different vehicles in here. Is there going to be space for the electric vehicles in here too, like the Chevy Volt after it comes out?
Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, we have the very first Chevy Volt in here now, and we have all the electric vehicles going back into the 60s. A lot of people don't realize that the automobile manufacturer, GM in particular, has been dabbling with hydrogen and electric vehicles for almost 45, 50 years. And we have examples of all those in here, alternative fuel vehicles.
Very good. Okay. So now, are any of these vehicles owned or ever driven by celebrities?
The cars that we have in here, some of the concept cars, the Y-Job that we're standing next to has been very well represented as far as celebrities go. From the late 30s and 40s, most of them the people you wouldn't recognize, but kings and queens and movie stars from that period of time have all been involved with the Buick Y-Job.
Okay. Now, I saw on the website that some movies and TV shows have been filmed here. Could you talk about that a little bit?
Well, we've done little bits and pieces for some of the films. I'm not at liberty to talk about what's coming up, but stay tuned. You're going to see some of the more popular films among young people. You're going to recognize this place in the background.
Okay. Now, do these vehicles, are they permanently in this collection, or do they tour different museums around the country?
Yeah, our collection is very fluid. We have a little over 400 cars, and they travel everywhere. It's not uncommon for this place to have a totally different look within 6 months because they are moving around everywhere.
Where can people find more information about the GM Heritage Center?
Well, if you go to our website, that's the best place to start out. It talks all about what our services are that we offer, as far as if you have a collector card and you're looking for more information. If we don't have it, generally we'll direct you to someplace that does.
Okay. Anything else you would like to add here today?
Well, it's a pleasure having you here today, and hope we see you again.